This is one of the highlights of this country, and we're losing, unfortunately, this handicraft. Nobody wants to weave anymore. So what we're trying to do, we try to keep it alive with the help of the government. Nowadays, we're providing looms, yarns, and patterns. She only has to join us, learn how to weave it in a proper way, then go home and weave at home. What she's doing there is the most difficult thing for a lady to weave, which is pure silk. What I mean by pure silk, warp, weft, and pile is silk. There's no cotton or no wool involved in there. What is the key element for a carpet? The number of knots per square inch. How are we going to see that? She's going to show in slow motion how to make a knot. And by the way, do you have any handmade carpet at home from any country? Do you know the origin? No. Okay, have you heard about Persian carpets? Afghani carpets, Moroccan carpets. Our carpets are made with the double knot system, which is this one here. The rest of the world is using the single knot. I'm not saying Turks are better than the rest, it's just a different labor, and it's more time of labor because you need 2 threads rather than 1. So you're going to need more time to finish a carpet. She'll show you the difference on those 2. This is Turkey. 1, 2. As you see, she's getting 2 threads involved in there. She goes down and trims it off. She's going to do it again. She goes 1, she goes 2. 2 threads together, goes down and trims it off. How about Persians? For you to know the difference, this is single knot. Take your time. I know it's hard to understand, but can you get to understand the difference? Let me put it like this. In this case, this thread won't be involved. There's only one, which is that one there. That's the single knot, less time of labor. Just following this pattern, 1 by 1, dot by dot, row by row. Do we make mistakes? Always. There's always at least one mistake in every single carpet. By the time she comes to the end of each row, she's going across what we call the weft, which is the horizontal line, and she's going to do it like this. What is that for? To adjust the knots that she's done. All of us can sit with her right now, we can help her to do the knots, but we wouldn't do that. We have to pound down the knots. If the gentleman is doing it, and if I'm doing it, we have different strengths. So what would happen? The carpet would be uneven. In other words, if she starts, she will be the same girl that finishes the same carpet. And she goes like this. You see? The harder she hits, the better it's going to be to make those knots tighter. So the final part of the process would be the excess of the pile. She has to trim it off. This is the part you're going to see on a carpet. So the thickness comes from the region. If it's a cold area, you need a thicker pile. If it's a hot area like here, you need a thin pile. Just go and adjust and trim it off like that.
Yes, sir.
There. All of our carpets are made like this. It doesn't matter if it's a big or a small carpet. The technique is the same. You want to try, man?
No. You try. Or you. Sarah, you try.
Do you have any questions about the little part here?
How long does it take, how long would it take to make that rug?
Thank you very much. I was waiting for that. 4 by 6 feet,
Yeah.
silk on silk. With that amount of number of knots,
Yeah.
this is going to be finished in 15 months. Although, the carpet she's doing there will take 15 months as well. And you can see that the size of that is not the size of that. That's a wall hanging piece. That's for the floor. Why is that? I'll show you why. Let me put it like this. This is a silk carpet, okay? This is the back of the carpet. This is a silk carpet too, and this is the back of it. Now, without being an expert on the subject, can you see any difference?
Yeah.
There you go. Each individual point is one double knot. When those ones are smaller, you have a higher density. When those ones are bigger, you have less density. Although my durability will never be affected by the number of knots on a carpet. This will last as long as this. But you need more time over there because my details are more difficult than this one. Can you see the pattern? You can tell the difference, right? This is how you judge carpets. So if somebody tells you that the value of this is 4 times this one, it's not because he's crazy. It's because the time of labor that it takes.
So the story is buy a big rug.
Yes.
Buy-
The story is like this. However you feel more convenient. If you have a space for a wall hanging, go for that. If you think that a wall hanging maybe is not what you're looking for, you need something for the living room, don't think that a living room carpet will be 3 times or 4
Right.
times more than. Sometimes they're even cheaper than those.
How does she remember where she stops at in between?
This is one of the
That's her
secrets.
master.
In some carpets, when they reach those levels, they don't need markers.
Yeah.
But the rookies, let me
Yeah,
put
yeah,
it like
yeah.
this, they put markers on the carpet. So when you have a finished carpet, let's say that background is black, and you might see a purple sort of tone. If you see that, it's because she wanted to know where she is
Yeah.
to continue with the pattern. But at this particular point of her life,
She's an expert. Right?
she doesn't even have to look at this. She's looking at this for you to understand. But tell her, make me a tree of life with black background and some
And it's just-
red border, she would know how to do it. She's been doing this for 15 years.
So in 15 years,
Yes.
how, divided by 15 months, let me do math. She's made approximately,
10 carpets.
yeah,
Oh my God.
But she didn't start with this.
yeah.
She started with even less, I'm gonna show you the final sample so you're gonna understand better, but even less number of knots than those. She started like that and she came to this point,
Yeah.
which is the interesting thing. Can we give an applause to her?
Yes.
She's normally working at home, to tell the truth.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry?